Whatever cosmology we have is at the root of our understanding of our system. So it's like whatever software we're running in a civilization comes from our cosmology, it comes from our creation myths and our archetypes. So this whole thing about 2012 and the plane of the solar system lining up with the plane of the galaxy is because we're beginning to become aware of a deeper energy in cosmos. Just as when we realized the sun was at the center of the system and the Enlightenment came and people got burnt at the stake by the church for this horrible thing that we revolved around the sun. Well, the psychological equivalent of that was the soul. So all the mystery traditions talked about the soul. And that was in the hidden traditions. Now, everybody's talking about the soul. That's the outer world. So we had the sun, that it was at the center. And all our educational models, right? There's one guru, one person talking and shedding their love and light, and everybody else's planets. And maybe if they're lucky, the solar fire will enlighten the planets, and they become suns too. And now all over the world, everyone's got their Facebook, and everyone wants to be a star, and it's all reality TV because we all are suns. We're planets, our personalities. There's me and you, and we're separate, and here's my boundaries, and don't cross them. Yes. We're suns. Yes, I'm just bursting with creativity, and when I contact the nuclear furnace in the core of my heart, it just wants to pour out into my surroundings. Yes, that's creativity, sonship. And we're black holes. The dark mystery, we don't know who we are. We don't exist, actually. Actually, when we truly inquire into who we really are, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. But around that nothingness, 100 billion suns burst into flame. And around those suns, planets circle and dance. And around those planets, moons turn. And at the core of them all is nothing. We don't even know what's there. In fact, light can't escape from a black hole. And consciousness can't escape from spirit. So light is consciousness. When we go into the horizon of the black hole, all you see from this side is the spaceship still on the outside beaming its image, but it's gone. So you can't experience a black hole and be in one at the same time, because if you're experiencing it, there's you. And if you're in spirit, there's no you. So the whole mystery of the non-dual death is not something that you're actually experiencing, it's actually true. Just as we used to think the earth was flat, and then we discovered it went around the sun. Ooh. But all the time, both of them were going around the galactic center. Once every 250 million years, this whole system goes around the galactic center. And humans have been alive in, a million years, say the scientists, 21 million, say different esoteric traditions. 21 million years is just one galactic sun sign, 1/12 of a cycle of a circuit. And it's a mystery. Why we're here, what humanity's for, what the awakening process is all about, it's a mystery, and the core of that mystery is not something we can comprehend. It's only something that is experienced when we disappear. And so then the question comes, well, how do we solve some of the problems of the world? What about politics, for example? Do we have global governance? Do we trust, is there going to be a big bright sun, a new world teacher who actually has all the love and light for all of us, that can come and solve our problems? Do we have to do it ourselves? What's going to happen? How do countries come together? Look at the stars of Europe. How do they come together? Not around a shared vision principle, which is solar, but around the mystery. How do they come together around a dark hole that allows all these planets and all the 60 billion souls on the earth to be suns, and also planets, and also moons? How do we do that? So one of the answers to that, I think, is the beginning of the realization of who we are, cosmically. That there's only one of us come to Earth. We've only been here a short time, and our job is, once we're through with the integration of the Earth, sharing our resources, fixing the environmental problems, solving global law, if we make it, if once we get to that point, what are we really here for? What's this 14 billion year evolution been about? You know, because we're right on the brink of either knowing that and doing and revealing that, or never mind, we'll try again. The universe is a big place, you know. Earth has a certain amount of resources. I mean, we know this in our personal lives, don't we? Do you remember that time? Maybe it was 22, or 33 is a big one, or 42. Do you remember the time in your life where you knew that if you took another step, then something would be revealed to you? And you didn't know what it was, but something was pushing you. Or you could not take it, but you knew that if you didn't take it, it would pass by. It would actually pass by. And you wouldn't get the chance to take it. You might get another chance, you know, but you wouldn't get that chance. Well, Earth's there. And all this thing that's going on in the Earth, the sexual awakening, the consciousness awakening, the environment, the religion conflict, all of that is just this one thing happening, this process of awakening, and this process of the dark light, the energy that is the life force of the cosmos, contacting Earth. You know? It's a bit like we've gone out, you know, the consciousness has to fall down into the material world, and then it begins to awaken and begins to realize, oh, that's what we're here for. And it's not even about us. It's actually about how can Earth serve cosmos. And once we move into that realization that there is just this one being that is beginning to come to birth in each of us, and that's the guide of the future, is that the one humanity is not some solar concept that we can have a vision statement about. The one humanity exists here. It's a living being that we can contact and we can be guided by. And it's organizing us in a way that we can't see yet, but it's happening. And so, you know, the idea of the chakra, of the haka, the idea of realizing that, oh my God, if you happen to be alive in this time and space, when the whole of the evolution of Earth has been leading to this opportunity, enough people have enough consciousness and there's enough resources still left and there's enough love for us to move somewhere, then, you know, it would be a bit of a shame to get through the incarnation and say, oh, I was a bit busy paying my mortgage and, you know, then was the kids' schooling and, you know, it's like, I missed it. So even in our physical world, we're starting to become aware that we are part of a cosmos and that you can't understand Earth from a perspective of just what culture was I born in, what continent was I born on, you know, I'm down here on Earth and then up there's heaven. We have to realize that we are actually in heaven. Heaven is passing through us. Heaven is dancing us. All our cells were made in stars. You know, our consciousness comes from the consciousness of the universe. It's not ours. It's not something we possess. You know, and at the very core of that consciousness, there's nothing. And then, of course, we still need our personalities. Just like in cosmos, there's not just galaxies and black holes, there's also suns, and there's also planets, and there's also moons. And so a psychology of the future has to include all those levels in ourselves as well. That yes, I am a moon, and in my moon, I'm in my waters and in my body, and I'm sensitive to everything that's going on around me. And that moon is a valid level of existence with its own truths, its own masculine, its own feminine energy. And yes, I'm a planet, 4 square, symbol for the earth. Here's my boundaries. I'm balanced this way and this way and this way and this way. I have a right to say, don't invade my boundaries. I have a right to say I'm different from you and I want to be treated with respect at the level of my personality, at the level of earth. And then at the level of the sun, I have a right to pour forth who I am into my world without demanding anything in return. The sun doesn't get up in the morning and say, okay, planets, what's the exchange rate? You know, I'm going to give you a little bit of sunshine, but, you know, I want something. In fact, you know, when you're in your sun, you're just really grateful that there's a bunch of people standing in front of you that can receive your, you know, explosion, your your expression of your unique gift to our creation. And then when you're in a black hole, you're just a mysterious, invisible, silent presence, and you know that just by your being, things are happening around you. Your clients are going through transformational experiences, people in other countries that you may be aware of in some, fiery solar area are staying in your orbit somehow, and they're being influenced by you and you're by them. You're in your black wholeness. And when you're in group life, when we're in a group life of like this planet, without the awareness of all those levels, we try to dominate one of those levels with the other one. So solar consciousness tries to say, well, everybody's sons and everybody should be treated as them. But they're not. Some people are identified as personalities and they need to be treated that way. Some people are identified as moons still. But of course, at the deep level, we're all one. But we express that oneness in many different ways. And every time you hear, oh my God, we need to survive. No, we need to love. Even if love means no survival, that's victory on this planet. Even if love means the planet is over, that's victory. If we survive and don't love, then we haven't survived at all.